Einen wunderschönen guten Tag, liebe Freunde. Herzlich willkommen zum nächsten neuen Video hier auf meinem YouTube-Kanal. Und ich habe mal wieder ein fantastisches Interview am Start, aber erneut auf Englisch. Dementsprechend wechsle ich jetzt auch direkt in die international meistgesprochene Sprache überhaupt. Dementsprechend, hello and welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. I'm really looking forward for this interview, to this talk, because you've done something which I think everybody should know about in the Riftbound community. But before we go into that, first of all, who are you?
Good question. Who am I? Well, I go by BMU online, which stands for Button Me Up. I've had this moniker for a while now. I think I got it off a shampoo bottle at some point in my StarCraft career. So just kind of stuck with that and then sort of trimmed it down to the BMU. But yeah, I'm a UK resident, English, obviously, as you can probably hear by the accent. Playing games since I can remember. I can hold a controller. Mm-hmm. And yeah, just sort of enjoy card games and strategy games in general.
Mm-hmm. And we both know each other now through the community of Riftbound, because Riftbound is the newest trading card game, obviously, and the only physical trading card game created by Riot Games. And the first time, I always ask these people I'm interviewing, the first time when you heard about Riftbound, how did you feel? Was it like, I want to play it, or was it like, hey, let's just see how it's going?
No, so I've been playing League of Legends, I think, like for forever, just on and off, as most people do. They pick it up for a couple of months, put it back down. Then I was quite a big fan of Legends of Runeterra as well. So really enjoyed that. Kind of wish they made that physical, but understood the mechanics didn't allow that to be physical. And then obviously when they said like Riftbound was announced and I saw the gameplay of like Chinese, and I was like, yeah, this is me. I can't wait to get my hands on this. So like the speed at which it came to the West from the Chinese sort of previews was really good for me, because I've been playing like TCGs like Magic, One Piece, a little bit of Yu-Gi-Oh, things like that. So when they said like, oh, it's an IP that you like, it's kind of Runeterra-ish in the way it sort of flows, and obviously it's, you know, physical. It just ticked all the boxes for me, so I was really excited.
Obviously, you just mentioned you played Magic, you played One Piece, you played different trading card games. What is the sole thing you say differentiate Riftbound for you so much more from these other games? Because a lot of people say, okay, it's a legend combination with the champion unit. Others say it's the runes. But what is it for you personally?
Yeah, so it's kind of got like the best of all the card games, in my opinion. Like it's got kind of the Don system from One Piece. Anyone that's played One Piece will be familiar with that. You get energy each turn. So with Magic, obviously, you can get land starved, which just feels awful. Like I don't like that resource system. But then it's also got the fact that like there's a sideboard and there's like tactical decisions that you can make. So like with One Piece, there's no sideboard either. So like if you run up, your leader runs into another leader they're not very good against, it's kind of game over, really. So it kind of had all those feelings. And then the scoring mechanic for me was really nice as well. It's like you can tactically play around like objectives rather than just kind of like, I've got a big creature, good luck. You know, that's kind of what did it for me. So it felt a little more tactical, a little bit more involved than other card games at the time.
As a Victor player currently, you're a big creature, I don't care. He has Call the Week.
Yeah, exactly.
Have fun. Yeah, but to be honest, for me it was also, I come also from Magic. When I was younger, I played a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh, but it got for me it went kaput when they introduced the link summoning. I'm not sure if you're familiar with this. Like
yeah. I played it quite recently.
Yeah, so I mean, it has its appeal to people who like it, but for me it's like basically a wall of text. And solitaire wise, like, so for example, the craziest thing, I recently started to playing, I tried to play it with a friend of mine, and he was like, okay, so I start, this is my hand, shall we go next? And I was like, can you please explain to me why? And then he was like doing 5-minute things. I could not use my monster zones. I could not use my spell and trap card zones. I could not special summon something. So I was like, okay, good, this Yu-Gi-Oh is done for me. I mean, I said, literally. It has its appealing, or it appeals to people in a different way that Riftbound does. But I think I fully go along with you sentence that you say. It combines a lot of things which it takes from a lot of different card games, but it combines it to the best parts. Like, you always have the possibility to play something due to the rune system. You always have something which you could technically play with the champion unit in the champion zone. And you have like the commander gameplay from the legend You have to combined with the champion. So there's a lot of things to do. But the main reason why we're talking today with each other is not only our love for Riftbound, but you've done something for Riftbound, which is absolutely amazing. I say this from the bottom of my heart because I mentioned it before we started this interview. I said to you, I am running Linux on my notebook, and I spent 4 hours to install Windows on a container model like Winboat to install your app. Only for this one.
I promise Linux's support is coming soon. I promise.
It's really amazing. And it's a little app called Riftlite. Would you give us an overview what Riftlite does and why I should continue using it?
Yeah, so basically, I kind of made it a bit for myself. So when I used to be like quite good at StarCraft, StarCraft 2 when that came out, and the thing that took me from like okay to like really top level was monitoring my games, making notes, replay, statistics, you know. And at the time, the information was quite limited to what you could kind of find on the internet. And then I thought, like, look, I'm really enjoying Riftbound. I've, you know, got a couple of skirmish wins under my belt, and I'm really sort of enjoying it. So I was like, hey, why don't I make like a tracker app for Riftbound? So it started as like a little notepad sort of app. And then I was just like, I really can't be bothered inputting all the data, like typing manually. Hey, is there a way of capturing this data automatically? And then that sort of like progressed into what you've got now. So if I was to say what Riftbound or Riftlite, sorry, is in a nutshell, for me, it's like an improvement app. It lets you capture all your matches. It lets you record all your data personally, and then you can share it with the community as well. So we've got like match matrices, similar to like websites like RiftX and Eggman and Piltover and stuff like that. But it just gives you a really nice, like high level view of like how your deck is performing, how the legend is performing into other legends and matchups. But also then it lets you drill down into like really niche little statistics, like how often do I win going first on this battlefield as this legend versus this legend? And then it can kind of like, when you combine that with like the community data as well, you can really see like, well, actually, this player who is a pro player is also recording their matches, and they always choose this battlefield going first. And it could be as simple as that to improve your game. So yeah, it started off as like a little note-taking app, and then it's just grown into like this whole companion, you know, ecosystem essentially.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I saw it from, I'm not sure if I saw it you posting on another member of the community, but I looked at the website and I wanted to use it immediately. And I have it now on my desktop, which I'm talking to you through now, installed. I have it now on my Linux system. I will put it on my 2 other notebooks. I wish there will be an app, but I think it won't make much sense if you have to write down all the things, because what it does is like recording or monitoring your matches on Rift Atlas and TCG Arena. Because,
Correct, yeah.
Because do you think, for example, are you familiar? I guess you're familiar with Spell Table, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you think there's also like a possibility for this app become entangled with like webcam matches?
I think it's a possibility because obviously all it would take is some sort of like scanning layer to kind of go, oh, I know what that card is. And there's apps that do that for like personal collections and stuff like that. So I think it's just implementing those sort of ideas. But again, like, who knows what happens in like a month or 2 time, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, if there's a demand for it, then yeah. I mean, most of the features I've got on there now is from like personally, I would really love this. I've got a couple of dedicated like friends that are testing like new versions of the app and going, hey, we really would want to see this, or this is how we think this should work. And then it's just general community. Like we've got, I think like over 150, 200 people in the Discord.
Yes.
And most of them say like, hey, we'd really love it if it did this. And then I've just kind of added to the queue. So a lot of this app has been like community feedback and community development more than me kind of going, hey, this is what I wanted to do. I don't want to do any other things. So yeah, if there's like a demand for like spell table type interactions, then I don't see why not.
But you just mentioned a very important thing. That is, a lot of the things you put into app is community driven. And this is something, for example, I talked about with Drew Fawcett, my last interview I did on this channel, is they were so amazed by how the community of Riftbound is like working, because we all, like you mentioned before, we all played League of Legends, and League of Legends has an amazing community, but also a very toxic one.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's 50-50.
A very toxic one. And in Riftbound, so far, I played in Bologna, I played a lot of skirmishes, I played a lot of local game store events, Nexus Nights, and with one exception, in a main event match from Bologna, I have only amazing experiences. Like, people, you have to communicate with each other. You look into the eyes. Of course, you can make mistakes. Of course, there are the possibilities of cheaters. But basically, I would say 90% of the community is just amazed about this game and want to bring this joy that the game gives to them to other people. So, like, we all like-minded, for example, because I texted you, hey, would you be interested in talking to me about Riftbound and your app and stuff? And you were like, hey, yeah, let's go. Sure. And I think this idea breathes the compassion we all share for the game. So I really like that you had the idea, you create something from, hey, I need this because I want to replicate the experience I had with StarCraft 2, for example, and bring it to Riftbound, which makes absolutely sense because it is a data-driven game. We can, also mathematics and luck, this is all what this game is about. And now you can see, like, you have 150 people already on the Discord. And as you go further with the app, I think it will be just getting more and more and more. And all the people are working together. It's like it breathes the spirit of the game for me. So this is why I really enjoyed this app. And I wanted to talk to you so badly.
No, I appreciate that. Yeah, and I second what you say about the Riftbound community as well. Like, I've got kind of like, I think I'm quite lucky, really. We've got like 5 sort of local game stores that run Riftbound events within 45-minute drive from me. And each time we go to them, like, first time you turn up at an event and you're on your own and you don't know anyone, kind of feels a little bit isolating. But I've never found that with Riftbound. It's kind of like, oh, hey, we're playing a game against each other. And like, even when you're learning, people are helping you. Like, I've had, like, there's been 1 or 2 where it's like a heated debate, shall I say, around rulings.
Yes.
But usually it's kind of like it's solved, and then it's like a handshake at the end of the match. All good, thank you very much.
Yeah,
great. And it's really interesting to see like how big this community is getting, like how quickly. So, for example, like one of the first skirmishes I went to was like 8 people, and then the next one I went to was like capped at 32. And like one of the LGSs near me of doing a pre rift tonight for Unleashed. And they've had to increase it 4 times. They're now at 50 people for a pre-rift, which is just insane. It's really, really good to see.
Yeah, you just mentioned Unleashed. I wanted to talk about it anyway with you. So we are right in front of, we just a couple of hours away from the official pre-rift Unleashed season starting. It's just a couple of days, but still everybody is so hyped for this set. I guess you spend a lot of time already brewing decks, cooking something for you. What is the current legend or deck you have the most interest in competing with?
So it's been really funny because like I started off on Kaiser, as most people did. I think like that deck kind of like most people played Kaiser at some point. And that deck felt really good. Like it felt like it was a proper mid-range deck at the time, It was fun to kind of do. And then towards the middle of set 2, I went towards Annie. So I went to that red purple sort of feeling, and that just gelled with me. I won, exactly, two skirmishes with Annie. Really, really enjoyed her play. Then obviously Draven hit red purple set 2. Played a lot of Draven. And then picked up Aurelia towards the end of set 2 as well. So I've kind of floated between like red, purple, red, blue colors. And then I thought, you know what, let's give Vex a try for set 3. So I kind of went green, purple. I tried, like, again, the help of Riftlite kind of found these little gaps in sort of like plays and battlefields. So I kind of stuck with Vex for a little bit. And now I'm back on Annie as a red purple, and honestly, she feels really good into set 3. Really good. I mean, let me pull up my Riftlite 1 second.
Please do so.
I'll tell you. This is the beauty of the app. I'll tell you exactly
statistics.
I'm looking at with
so
Annie
nice.
at the moment. Yeah.
And I don't like math, but I like statistics.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right. Where is my...
But the funny thing is, when I introduced Annie to my girlfriend during Origins, she's still playing Annie. She didn't really change. Of course, she played some other decks, but her main deck was always Annie. And I'm super happy. I told this in a interview before. This is the Nexus Knight foil version of Annie. I brought it home to her and like, hey, here. You have now a full version of it.
Nice. Yeah, so if I look at my statistics, so if I go legend, Annie. So my current Annie is 77% win rate with 26 games played.
Not bad.
So that kind of tells me there is something there, for Annie. And this is kind of like the beauty of like Riftlite. It's kind of like you pick a legend and you kind of play like 5-10 games. You figure out like the win rates, the loss rates, who you're good against, who you're not good against. And then you can kind of figure out the meta a little bit. So it's like, look, this deck is really good into Kaiser, into Aurelia. It's terrible into Dazzling. Is it a case that Dazzling is going to dominate the meta? Probably. So you can maybe dial back that or tech things in, and it just gives me that like certainty around what I'm doing rather than kind of guessing.
Yeah, Dazzling Aurora is also on my list because I have already 3 Dazzling Auroras. I'm looking to get my hands on some Elder Drakes, some Barons, and then partnered with a Mind Splitter, and you basically run the game itself. So,
right, yeah, my friend's just picked up some Dazzling, and he's testing it at the moment. And I don't know if he's going to be my friend by the end of set 3. I'll be honest with you, but it's fine for now. It's fine for now.
But speaking about Unleashed, do you have like, let's say, 2 or 3 favorite cards which you like just because of the flavor, because of the way they play it? They don't have to be meta relevant, but something which would you say, hey, I like this card because it's nicely designed. It might not be really competitive, but I just like it. Or basically, for example, for me it's like Jin, because I know Jin is really bad currently, especially in pre-Rift terms. You can't really play it because of the number 4 curve, but it is like super on flavor. I mean, everything his spells does is like 4, so this is something I really enjoy.
Yeah, I really like that Jin as well, to be fair. I think like the red Jin, the one that moves and gives you power and energy, is going to be, I think it's going to be featured in a few decks. Right now, I'm loving Ambush as like a mechanic. So anything with kind of like Ambush on is like really fun for me, because like you get to a point in Riftbound where it's like, oh, okay, all I need to do is, hold a hard bargain and they can't cast spells. Therefore, the maths and I win. And now it's just kind of like, oh, they've got 6 runes up. Are we going to see a Rengar drop?
Yes.
Are we going to see like a Vilemore with the 8 runes? There's a lot of additional layers of thought now. So I'm really liking that mechanic. But in terms of like flavor cards, I like the thematics of Vex. I think the fact that like she sits there, she stops you like moving about, everything costs a little bit more. The stuns, I think it's such a good flavorful sort of thing they've done. And I really like, as you said, like when you highlight like Jin, and when you highlight like Vex, when you highlight Vi, like the flavor of the legends are just so good. Like with Kaiser, it's kind of like, oh, you don't have to pay power. Is it really like flavorful? Probably not. Like Leona stunning and buffing is really cool. So I like when they sort of like play into the champions that we know.
Yeah. Drew, for example, she said in the interview that a lot of cards combined with the champion unit or legend unit resembles the way the cards or the champions would work in the game, which is like super amazing. If you look at the same example with Jin, if you look at Curtain Call, you can repeat it 4 times. So this is something I really enjoy to see, and I'm really looking forward to such mechanics or introduction of mechanics which really resembles more of the playstyle or more of the gameplay mechanics we see in the game. But you mentioned Rengar, and I want to say, I mean, technically, the ambush function of Rengar won Atlanta.
Yes.
So I mean, Prismatic with his Rengar, which basically has the ambush mechanic. We only have 2.
Yeah, jump scare kitty.
we only have so far. We only have 2 in this way you can play it. Like the one is Shen, and the other one is Rengar. And so I mean, hey, and it was Annie. So I think you're onto something, and I really want you. I hope so. I really want you to share your deck list with us.
Well, I can share the deck list. I can do you one better as well with Riftlite's replay feature. I can share my replays with you, so you can see every single play point of view as well.
Yeah.
Before I get the plug in there, you know.
No, I'm really looking forward to, and the cool thing is, I guess you have so much things you want to put into the app. On your list, could you just give me a small glimpse about the next big feature we can expect from it?
Yeah, so I've been toying around with the replay feature a lot because it was good, right? It was fine.
Mm-hmm.
You could flag frames, you could share notes, and essentially. And I actually saw a tweet this morning from a player called No Veggies, like really, really good player. And he was like, "Oh, hey, now that I can use this replay feature, my students can just send me replays and like flag stuff. So we don't have to then sit on a Discord call. They don't have to record their game and then stream their screen. They can literally throw me a replay. I open it, review it, add all my notes, send it back. You know, so it made that kind of functionality.
It's like a
and then
whiteboard.
Exactly, yeah. So then I started thinking, like, how far can I take this replay feature? So I'm taking it to a point where it's like going to be a really, really lightweight video, but it's going to be frame by frame. So you can see every single decision in real time. You'll be able to add notes, draw on it, absolutely everything. And then the next stage after that is I want to implement some social features. So I want people to be able to communicate within the app. So it could be a case of like, oh, hey, I'd really like to test Kaiser into Annie. Anyone want to play Annie? You can throw up a lobby, you know, things like that. So that's kind of the next step. But yeah, it's all community feedback driven, to be fair. Like if someone was to drop into my Discord and say, I would really like the app to do this, if I can do it and I think it's sensible, then I'll add it. So it's all about community at the moment.
I can't wait. I really can't wait to see it, because I think this app has amazingly great. I say this not because I'm a fan of it. I say this because I fully believe that this app can bring so much more data, so much more joy to people who love this game, to want to bring their abilities, their strength to the next level. And I think Riftlite is the perfect tool for that.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
All right. Well, then there's nothing else to say except then I wish you very much luck, a lot of luck for your upcoming pre-Rift events. And
thank you. I need it.
And I hope that a pack lock draw is with you.
Yeah, well, I was going to say with Spirit Forge, I managed to pull the signed Ari, so I'm 1 for 1 on chases at the moment. So I'm praying for a Baron. Like, just please drop me a Baron.
Yeah, okay. Then I will say, hey, I want to have the alt art Baron, so I can sell it and have no problems anymore.
Exactly right. Exactly right.
All right. Thank you very much. I'm looking forward to the future, because I think we will talk about Riftlite and your journey in Riftbound community again in the future, because this is something I really keep close tabs on it. And I hope that all the people outside of this interview, of course, see this app, try it out, and give your honest feedback. Join the Discord. I will put everything in the comment box really below, because it is an amazing app. You should use it. It's lightweight. It gives so much more data to your games and your plays of Riftbound matches. And yeah, you just use it. It's for free. That's the best part. It's free.
Absolutely free. I'm not going to charge for any features because I'm not allowed to. It's a Riot thing. So yeah, everything's going to be free. Completely free. Don't worry about that at all.
All right. Thank you very much for your time, and I see you on the Rift.
Thank you.